Actually, there are three main mistakes which people make when they want to write a book. The first mistake is they don't start with a working book outline.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people start with chapter number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
and they start writing. And we have got so many clients, maybe like they were trying to write books and complete the book for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years as well. And when we ask them like, okay, so can you please share us the book outline? They say, we don't have the book outline.
Mm-hmm.
And, but the thing we need to understand is when we are planning to write a book or when we are writing a book is like a business, right? And then having a book outline is like having a business plan or a marketing plan.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really want to create a amazing book for your readers, because you're not writing the book for yourself, you're writing the book for the reader so that um, they can really process the information which you have put over there and go from point A to point B. Point A is where they are right now, and point B is the desired outcome or desired solution which they are looking for. So if in order to really create that kind of a book, you have to have a working book outline.
Yeah.
And one of the best thing as well, which outline does is it is going to help you overcome the writer's block. What happens is when you're writing chapter number one in itself, the problem is like maybe you will not get so many ideas around that chapter at that day, right?
Yep.
So, but if you don't have a book outline, you will get stuck. You will not be able to write, right? Then you will wait for tomorrow or maybe the after tomorrow or maybe next week, or the next week is going to turn into next month or year, right? But if you have a working book outline, maybe outline means the table of content ready, right? The chapter number 1, 2, 3, just a rough outline. If you don't want to write the chapter number 1, maybe you can write chapter number 4, right? So you will get some ideas around that topic. Maybe you will get some ideas about your book, and then you will know exactly where you have to embed it in those outline, right? And then you can expand it. So that's why, like, whenever you start working or whenever you start writing the book, always start with a book outline. Okay, so we come from a very middle class background. My dad used to be in military, like he's a veteran, and I'm the eldest son, and then there's a younger brother and a younger sister. So we just have a 5 family members, and we always were into this. Like like in India, if you are not a doctor or an engineer or a government employee, people think that you are a kind of a failure.
Okay.
And of course now perceptions or things are changing, but 10 years ago or maybe 20 years ago, like they were having this hardcore belief, and they were seeing that like if you're not a doctor or engineer or a government employee, they were seeing you differently. They were seeing that, hey, like this person is doing nothing in his life. And the same was true for me as well. My dad asked me when I just graduated from my high school that what do you want to become in your life? And it was kind of a very tough question for me, because I didn't take a serious consideration on exactly what I'll be doing. But when my dad asked me, I didn't want to sound dumb. So just because all of my friends and peers, they were taking admission in engineering colleges. So I told my dad that I'll be an engineer. And he thought that I'm very much serious about my life and career. So as a perfect dad, he sold his land and got my admission in an engineering college.
Oh, wow.
And now, of course, I was in another city, living alone in a hostel. And of course, in engineering college, I was liking the social life. I wouldn't lie it. Like I was liking making new friends. The first time I was on my own, right? There was no one above me. There was no one who was having kind of a surveillance. And, hey, like, what are you doing? You should come in your home like it before 8 p.m. in night. So it was nothing like that. Like, of course, I used to enjoy, but trust me, I used to hate the lectures.
Yeah, sure.
It
So,
was they used to be very theoretical, right? So this
yeah.
was kind of a scenario for me when I was kid.
So you were basically, um, I don't want to say forced to, but were you really planning on going to engineering school before, you know, before your dad basically, paid for that for you? Or is that something that, you kind of thought of, but you still had other things that you maybe were going to explore before going to that?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking of it because I was, of course, serious about my life,
Yeah,
but I wasn't serious. At that point, I was just 16, 17. I had no idea that where
yeah,
do I want to go.
yeah,
And of course, my friends used to say that, hey, like I'll be an engineer. I'm gonna be go over there to prepare for IIT or Indian Institute of Technology, which is one of the best colleges in India for
yeah,
engineering. And they used to talk about this, and then I thought, oh, okay, maybe I'll be doing that as well for me as well. But I really didn't want to become an engineer from within. But when
yeah.
I went to the engineering college, I was crystal clear that this is not for me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was your, I guess, what was your path out? Did you start the book company right away, or were there other things that you started, prior to this
No,
company?
actually, yeah. So what happened is I was in the third semester of my college, and I used to just hate all the things going on in the college.
Yeah.
And one fine day, I used to spend so much time in college library. I discovered this self-help section. I used to read a lot of books.
Yeah. Cool.
I used to bunk my classes and lectures. I used to spend so much time over there. And one fine day, I discovered this book by Robert Kiyosaki,
Yeah.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
And the very same day, I decided to do something of my own. I thought I really want to create something of my own. I was clear that engineering is not for me. I was not clear that exactly what I'll be doing of my own, but I didn't want to waste even a single day of my life over there in that college.
Yeah.
And the very same day, I just dropped out of the college,
Wow.
and I dropped out, and for 2 or 3 months, I was looking for some business ideas, and then I started a company. It was not a publishing
Yeah.
idea. It was something else. Maybe we can discuss that. But uh, I started this company, borrowed some money from my friends, my seniors, my relatives, started this company, hired bunch of employees, made bunch of mistakes.
Yeah.
And within 6 months, I completely ran out of money. I had no money left. I was in financial debt, completely broke. I had to shut down the company. I had to fire all the employees. And here I was living in a single room apartment
Hmm.
on my own, not able to pay my rents, my bills. My landlord used to call me every day that when are you going to pay your rent? From the last three months, I didn't pay
Yeah.
that. And I had no idea that what I'll be doing. So long story short, like I had just a broken laptop and a 2G internet speed, and
Hmm.
I was searching online how to make money online. Um, and then I discovered self-publishing,
Hmm.
and this was my first introduction of this space. And long story short, I wrote my books, made some money out of it, paid my bills, paid my rent, and then in the process, I also started helping people
Yeah.
write and publish books, because some of them started reaching out to me because I used to post on Facebook. Some of them were entrepreneurs. They started reaching out to me. Initially, I did it for free, and then I added a coaching fees into that. Funny thing happened, like there were most of the people I used to work with. They were saying that your stuff is really good. We want to write a book, but we really don't have the time or the skill set to write this book.
Yeah.
Please help us. And then I saw this opportunity, and what I did is I created the company. I incorporated the company in states,
Hmm.
assemble a team of writers, editors, designers, marketers, and created this done for you book writing, publishing, and marketing company.
Mhm.
And back then, the company's name was the Books Factory because we were producing books. But just because all of the books which we were producing, they started becoming bestsellers. So we relaunched the company, rebranded the company into bestsellingbook.com. So that's the
That's the
quick journey.
transition. Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. Real quick, I just want to go back to kind of your growing up story too. What did your father do when you dropped out of college after, you know, he went and sold his property to be able to pay for your education there? Was that something that he was not approving of?
Yeah. So what happened? See, like in India, like as I mentioned, that like people see it as a proud
Yeah,
when their kids are doctors or engineers. And my dad told everybody in this circle that my son is going to be an engineer.
yeah, yeah.
And I was aware about this. And even when I dropped out of college, I was, of course, as I mentioned, I was in another city. Um, I had no courage to tell him that I
Yeah,
have dropped out.
yeah,
And and he used to call me every evening, even when I was in college, that, hey son, how was your college?
yeah.
Every
Wow.
evening. But even when I dropped out of the college, he used to call me every day, hey, how was your
Yeah,
college? And I
yeah,
had to lie.
yeah,
I
yeah,
used to say, the college was good, it was
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
And then this happened, like I started this company, it was fail and everything happened. And still he used to call me every day,
yeah.
right? So you can
So you're going
imagine
through all
that.
this and you have to
Yeah.
still keep telling him, yeah, wow.
Yep. And I I was full of guilt at that
Yeah,
time.
sure.
And I didn't want to spend even a single day telling him lie that I'm still in the college. And what I did is I took a train from my college city, which is New Delhi, to my hometown, which is Patna.
Okay.
It usually takes around 14 to 16 hours from
Wow.
train.
Yeah,
I went back there, and when I went there, like my dad is like a family man. Like he enjoyed being, like, now his family is complete. Like all of the 5 members are there.
yeah,
He cooked the food himself, right?
wow.
He was very happy. And
Yeah,
this was the day when I had to tell him that I have dropped out. He was
yeah,
very happy, very cheerful. When we were having the dinner, I told him
yeah,
that I have dropped out. At first, like he thought I'm just kidding. But when he saw that, like I'm really being serious, um, it was like, I don't want to go very much into that, but uh, I saw him crying for the very first time.
yeah, yeah,
And it was very painful for me because he's like a very solid personality, like in army. Very tough guy. And I'm seeing him crying for the very first time.
yeah,
My mom is crying. My brother and sister are upset. He locked himself for 3 days. He was not eating. He was not talking to anyone. Uh, and then after 3 days, I had to go back to my city, right? And like in India, like we touch feet of our
hmm
elders, right?
hmm
I touched his feet when I was going. He just told me that don't do anything which can get you in trouble. Because like he was very much concerned. Like you need to understand that he was also right on his behalf because he thought that online business is actually a scam. This is
yeah,
actually the
yeah,
normal uh, psyche of people over here.
sure.
And he thought that don't do anything wrong which can let us down. He hugged me, but yeah, we were not in talking terms for 1 year, for 3 or 4 months, sorry.
Wow, wow.
And my mom used to call me like maybe once or twice in a month, but like I was completely disconnected with my family. And it was very painful.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. But yet, you know, you still, you know, progressed forward, you know, with what it was that you ultimately felt like inside of you that that's what you wanted to do rather than, I mean, I'm sure that the thought probably came up, you know, maybe I should just go back to college so that I could make, you know, make my family happy, my dad happy. But yet you stuck with, with your heart. So, kudos to you for persisting through that. And that's really what this podcast is all about, is telling that story, telling that journey of, how the entrepreneurs have, made it from, where they were to where they are today. And obviously today you've done amazing things. You're well known for, being a great book publisher and or helping people get their books published and advertise them and make them bestsellers and all of that. So again, kudos to you for sticking with it. You've helped a lot of other people realize a lot of their own dreams as well.
And I also wanted to share this happy ending. Like, my dad is a very proud dad now.
Yeah.
And he always tell everyone that my son is an entrepreneur. He shares my podcast with like episodes with all of his relatives. And
I love it.
And the funny thing, he himself is an entrepreneur now.
Ah, really? What does he do? What did he jump into?
So my sister actually teaches people spoken English.
Okay.
Right? And he established her coaching business in his hometown. He manages the entire coaching.
Wow.
Right. And my daughter, sorry, her daughter, like my sister, teaches spoken English over there. So yeah, he's into the entrepreneurship as well.
I love it. I love it. You started something in the family there. So yeah, that's great. That's great. So let's get back over to the book side of things. Your platform, your experience, does it work in pretty well any genre? Or are there certain areas that you sort of specialize in and have had more success in than others?
We don't deal with fiction books.
Okay.
We don't deal with books like poems and literature. We have worked with some of the children's books, but most of the books which we have done, like 99% of them, they were nonfiction.
Okay.
And it was in different industries, like different industries. It was not just focused to one specific niche. We have got clients like we've written books on leadership, management, sales, team building, DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion, cryptocurrencies, to diabetes, to healthcare, to all kind of different industry which you can imagine. Like, we have written books on those topics. And the formula is actually the same. Like, what we do is we have built a system called angel writing system, which is a hybrid version of a ghost writing system, where it is completely based on the interviews with our clients. We first of all like create an outline quadrant for them, which includes 4 elements: idea, why, readers, and hook. Maybe we'll go deep into that later. But once we create the outline quadrant, then we create the book outline, then we write the entire chapter in their voice with their personality. That's actually our specialty. That's what our system does. And we have over more than thousands of angel writers in our influence.
Wow.
More than 450 editors and proofreaders in a circle. Wow. And like, the company is doing good. We have really got good success stories. You can check out bestsellingbook.com. There are some of the stories which I have mentioned. From the last quarter, we have dozens of more testimonials and case studies. We'll be adding them maybe next year in the beginning, in the next quarter. But yeah, like, I'm really happy that the clients are doing really good. And one thing which really drives me and my team is the fact that we are not only helping our clients, we are also helping the readers who are reading their books. So yeah, like, when we get very excited when our clients receive thank you emails or messages from their readers. And they also get very excited about that. So yeah, like, we are doing, we are really excited for the things which we are doing. And we are also looking forward for the future, like what exactly we will be doing.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. It's such a ripple effect, right? You can, again, you've done amazing things for your clients, but then, their books and their workings are impacting many other people too. So Yeah, that's really, really cool. What are some of the, I guess, the challenges that a lot of people seem to have when they want to write a book? I mean, obviously writing a book is quite a bit of work. Is there anything else that you've seen that, people sort of make mistakes on, when they go and, try to write a book, at all? Anything come to mind?
Actually, there are three main mistakes which people make when they want to write a book. The first mistake is they don't start with a working book outline.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people start with chapter number one.
Yeah.
and they start writing. And we have got so many clients, maybe like they were trying to write books and complete the book for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years as well. And when we ask them like, okay, so can you please share us the book outline? They say, we don't have the book outline.
Mm-hmm.
And, but the thing we need to understand is when we are planning to write a book or when we are writing a book is like a business, right? And then having a book outline is like having a business plan or a marketing plan.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really want to create a amazing book for your readers, because you're not writing the book for yourself, you're writing the book for the reader so that they can really process the information which you have put over there and go from point A to point B. Point A is where they are right now, and point B is the desired outcome or desired solution which they are looking for. So if in order to really create that kind of a book, you have to have a working book outline.
Yeah.
And one of the best thing as well, which outline does, is it is going to help you overcome the writer's block. What happens is when you're writing chapter number one in itself, the problem is like maybe you will not get so many ideas around that chapter at that day, right?
Yep.
So, but if you don't have a book outline, you will get stuck. You will not be able to write, right? Then you will wait for tomorrow, or maybe day after tomorrow, or maybe next week, or the next week is going to turn into next month or year, right? But if you have a working book outline, maybe outline means the table of content ready, right? The chapter number 1, 2, 3, just a rough outline. If you don't want to write the chapter number 1, maybe you can write chapter number 4, right? So maybe you will get some ideas around that topic. Maybe you will get some ideas about your book, and then you will know exactly where you have to embed it in those outline, right? And then you can expand it. So that's why, like, whenever you start working or whenever you start writing the book, always start with a book outline. And don't try to make it perfect. A rough outline is fine. And of course, it is going to keep on evolving in the process, but always start with the book outline. That's the first mistake which people make.
And the book outline, is it basically like, you said start with chapter 1, or, most people will start with chapter 1. Is it essentially, okay, I want to talk about, this topic, and then, any other subtopics underneath that. And then that's where you would write to that information. And then, just create all of your different chapters that you want to. And I'm using chapters loosely, because it could just be, a list of different topics that, you want to cover, and then, piece them together later into chapters. But that's basically what the outline would entail, right?
Exactly. So you can list down all the ideas and sub ideas you have in your mind around the book, and then you can use some kind of a mind mapping tool like MindMeter or Whimsical to arrange all of these ideas. The main ideas could be the chapters, and sub ideas could be the sub chapters. Just simply arrange it in the basis on the basis of table of content. So this is going to be the rough table of content for you, which is going to be evolved, it is not fixed. It is not just finalized table of content or book outline. It is going to evolve in the process. Maybe, for an example, if you're on the chapter number 2, you will see, oh, I think this section should be in chapter number 7. So you can do that, but just people are not able to take action because they don't see the end result. They don't see exactly what kind of a structure or how exactly you will be sharing the information which you have, or experiences and stories. There could be so many things, right, in your mind. But first of all, you have to give some kind of a structure to that information so that it is going to be easy for your readers to digest or process.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So
Makes sense.
yeah, so that's the number one challenge. Okay, so the number second challenge is when you have a working book outline, people, when they're writing the book, they actually, while writing the book, they also do the editing itself.
Okay.
That's a really, really big problem, which most of the people, like 99% of the people, they face. And that's the reason they are not able to create the first draft as soon as possible. They're not able to produce the book as soon as possible. Your job, the moment the book outline is done, is to have the first draft as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Maybe in just 1 month, right? Give yourself a deadline. Don't think about that, okay, I'm going to make it perfect. Just have the problem with having this editing along with writing mentality is, let me share with you this story. So I was on a podcast with this person 2 or 3 weeks ago. He was writing this book for 16 years.
Yeah, you're right. It's never done, right? You keep changing it and then tweaking this and adding this and changing that. Wow.
But the funny thing which happened with him is he spent so much of his time in, and finally it was completed. Then, like in his book, there was so many quotes he has mentioned.
Yeah.
And all of those quotes, like there was so much of information or content in the book which were based on those quotes. If you remove those quotes, those information is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Now he reached out to all of those famous people who had these quotes just for the permission whether he can include their quotes in the book or not. Most of them said no.
Oh wow. Yeah. So then he's
more than 50% said no.
Wow.
So the entire 16 years effort is gone.
That's crazy.
Think of it.
Yeah.
Right. So to really overcome this, like you have to create the first draft as soon as possible. Don't waste 16 years of your life.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, like it could happen because like create the first draft as soon as possible and then start working on editing just chapter by chapter. Chapter 1, try to make it, arrange it a little bit. Don't try to make it perfect now.
Yep. And so the third one, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is the second challenge or second problem or second mistake people make while writing the book.
Okay.
Third, which is really interesting, and people, it gets very difficult for people to digest this, but let me share. So we are living in the 21st century, right? And almost all the industries have changed. Telecom industry, communication industry, transportation industry, even the book publishing industry has changed. Initially, it was traditional publishing. Now it is self-publishing, right? But book writing is same. Yeah. People like 100 years ago, or maybe in 18th century or 19th century as well, people used to write books. People used to sit down and write books. Maybe they were using pen and paper, or maybe they were writing on stone.
Yeah.
But they were still sitting down and writing the book. And now as well, like we are maybe not writing on stone or paper, but we are opening our laptop or computer and writing it on MS Word or Google Doc. Wherever it is, like we are still using the same structure. We are still writing the book. Same formula, same structure. This is the third mistake. And that's the reason like people are stuck. The thing to overcome this is most of the people we have talked to, like they were really great at speaking their ideas or message or stories, but they were really, really bad at writing those things.
Yeah.
They were not a professional writers.
It's interesting. It's a completely different form of communication. You might be a very, very eloquent speaker and presenter through vocal words, but then you write it and it's completely different way that it comes across. So yeah, I completely can see that. Yeah, that's interesting.
Exactly. And that's the reason people need to understand that instead of you sitting down or writing the book with keyboards, what you can do is once you have the book outline ready, you can speak your chapter. You can narrate the chapter. you have the sub ideas or sub kind of a structure ready, just start talking about those ideas.
Yeah.
Don't think about the logical flow. Just start talking about those ideas and record it.
Yeah.
And have the entire recording of the entire book ready and upload it on tools like rev.com or happyscribe.co, or maybe you can hire a transcriber who's going to do the entire transcription.
Yeah.
You will be having the first draft ready.
Yeah. That makes
And
perfect sense.
that's going to be complete junk, right?
Yeah.
You can't publish that.
Yeah.
But you have the first draft ready.
Yeah.
Right? People take several years, sometimes entire lifetime to create the first draft. Within just maybe 1 week, you have your first draft ready, which is invaluable, which has saved so much of your time. And now
Yeah.
you just have to rearrange the idea. And I highly recommend people either recording the books or chapters or simply hire a ghostwriter.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so if people wanted to work with you, would you suggest that they have, sort of that summary or recording already put together? Is that something that you help them, help them through that whole process, or what does that look like? I guess the question is, what do they need to bring, when they want to work with you? What do they need to have ready or bring to the table?
With us, they need just two things. The first is the basic book idea.
Mm-hmm.
And the second is maybe just 1 or 2 hours of their time every week.
Okay.
That's it. We will be doing all the work. We'll be working with them, brainstorming with them, and creating the book outline for them. And once the book outline ready, we'll be creating all the chapters. They just have to speak. Like the angel writers will be asking them intelligent question.
Yeah.
Right. Which is going to help them understand their ideas, message, stories, vision, and experiences, right? And then they will be writing the book for them in their voice, with their personality, chapter by chapter, with unlimited revisions.
Yeah.
So that's what the angel writing system is all about. It is, you don't have to do any work at all. You just have to be there maybe once or twice on a weekly call.
Yeah.
And based on your availability, it is not just fixed. Like, you'll be having one person completely dedicated to write your book, and they will be doing all the work. We'll be doing 99% of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I love that. What's the average? And I know that, obviously there's books are going to be all over the place, but what's the average amount of time before, you when you first start writing the book, and then, you have your finished product that's ready to go? What kind of time does that normally look like?
So from the book idea to a well-written manuscript, it usually takes us around 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
So in 3 to 4 months, we write the entire book for them. And then in the remaining 3 months, we take care of more than 25 services, which includes editing, proofreading, the cover designing, ISBN number, book description, author bio, book trailer video. We publish the book, distribute the book, Kindle paperback. We set up an author central page. We do we create a book launch plan. We market the book. We get sales, reviews, PR distribution. We get them on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. We get them on #1 bestseller spot. We also create a personalized marketing plan. Tons of services are there, and we are able to do that in 3 months because you are not very much involved into that.
Yeah.
But in the book writing, you are involved a little bit, right?
Yep.
Because we need your feedback. We need your active presence as well. Like, for example, if the writer writes this chapter #1, they will be sending it to you. You can simply record your feedback on maybe on your phone or something, and you can simply send it. But you have to do this work, just simply going through all the chapters. If they are able to do that, then we are able to complete the entire manuscript in 3 months, and the remaining 3 months we are able to do all of these other services. So from book idea to a best-selling book, it takes us overall 6 months.
Okay. That's incredible. Yeah. So 6 months, start to finish, you can have, your best-selling book. And what are some of the results, or what were people's lives like before and then after they, wrote the book? What happened? What happened to them? And I'm assuming that a lot of these people are probably writing their books around, whatever their knowledge base is, their skill set, their business, whatever it might be. Would that be right? And then, what was the result in their life?
So we need to understand that there are millions of authors or
Yeah.
millions of books available. And what we really have specialized is writing though that kind of a book which can really help them in their back end business.
Yeah.
So most of the people, like most of the authors, like what kind of mistake they make is they just somehow are able to write the book, somehow able to publish the book and make it available on Amazon, and then it does nothing for them.
Yeah. Yep.
But we
I did the same
create
thing.
yeah, like most of the people, they do the same thing because they don't know like what are the possibilities and the
Yeah.
things which it can do. Let me share with you like some of the practical advices and practical things which our clients have done, which has completely changed the way they used to do the business and the amount of customers they are getting. So for example, one of the like we do that for almost all the clients, but for example, if our clients want to you write the book to generate high quality leads,
Hmm.
right? So so for example, if they have written a book about maybe productivity, right? So what we do is we also create a giveaway. It could be a checklist, ebook, or a worksheet we can offer inside the book for free.
Hmm.
So people can simply click on the link, which is going to take them to a landing page where they have to provide their email address. They will get that giveaway. And then with the help of email marketing sequences, you can offer anything you want, right? So the thing which you are doing over here is you are having a lead generation funnel inside your book.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the best part, you can have this lead generation funnel before the introduction itself. Why? Why? Because like on Amazon, there's a feature called Look Inside. People can click on the book cover. They
Ah.
can go through some of the pages. So even if people are not buying the book, they can click on that landing page. They can become your subscriber.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing which we have done for several clients. So the second is how to get clients, right? How to get clients. So if you are properly having this lead generation funnel, then you can simply in your email marketing sequences, like you have started sending emails, you are offering something, you're providing value in your email, like you can simply have a super signature.
Hmm.
You can offer your products, your services, your consultation, whatever you have in your super signature. So this is again like you can just simply ask them like the moment when they click on that landing page and they provide their email address, it's going to take them to this giveaway download page, and it will also be having this complimentary 30-minute call with an author.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about it.
Oh,
And-
interesting.
yeah. So they can simply schedule a Calendly call
Yeah.
directly over there. And now author is on a call with them. Now this person will feel that, hey, like I'm talking to this author.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this author knows that they have this specific problem because they want to go from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And they can offer their back-end high worth coaching program or consultation program for maybe $2,000, $3,000, or $5,000. Like there's so many of clients that are doing that. So this is again one more practical advice people can leverage, right? Does it make sense?
It does. It does. Yeah. I love that. I love that. And I don't think I've ever, I mean, I've heard of, putting your links or putting a link to a domain, but I really love what you said, like, putting that in the preview or putting access to that in the preview of that book too, because, they don't, like you said, they don't even have to, buy
Right.
the book to potentially get onto your list. So that's incredibly powerful. Really, really
One
cool.
more practical advice for those people like who are either speakers or maybe who are planning to have speaking gigs. So for example, if you publish that book, have some copies of hardcover version, which
Hmm.
looks premium, right?
Hmm.
And then list out maybe 100 to 500 events across the world, uh, which organize the events or speaking events around your topic. What you can do is you can properly like have an amazing packaging of that book and have a handwritten note,
Hmm.
right? Something like, hey, like this is the book which I have written. Please enjoy that. And I think I can really offer some kind of value to your audience. If you think I can do that, let's discuss, right? And you can simply offer your website link or your email address. and send it to all of these people. See,
Yeah.
like it just costs around maybe $5 to $10 to get a copy and ship it to all of them.
Yep.
But in just $500, like you will be getting a business worth more than 50 grand or 100 grand.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I love those, those different options. That's really amazing. If people want to learn more about your service, or, how to start writing their book, what would you suggest? What's the best way to reach out and get in touch with you or learn more about your processes and systems?
Yeah, so people can simply visit bestsellingbook.com. Over there, like we have plenty of testimonials and case studies on our website itself. They can go through that. If they think that we are a perfect fit, they can simply schedule a call with us by going to bestsellingbook.com/call.
Mhm.
And one of our author strategists is going to come on a call with them, understand their book idea and publishing goals, and then we can take it from there, right? So this is where if they're interested in having a professional company do all the work for them, they can simply schedule a call. I believe there could be some of the audience who want to do all of these work themselves, right? Who maybe don't have the financial budget to hire a professional company. For them, I have a giveaway. So my team and I use a specific checklist for our clients, right? Like all of these things, from book idea to book outline to writing, editing, proofreading, to which goes to publishing, marketing, everything. And I have created this amazing checklist and I've made it public.
Okay.
Right? People can simply visit bestsellingbook.com/checklist. And this checklist comes with a blueprint which explains how to use this checklist. So they can simply download and print it out, this checklist, and paste it on their wall where they're going to be writing their book.
Yeah.
It's going to make the entire publishing journey so easy.
I love it. We will definitely put those links in the show notes so everybody can access that, really easy. So Vikrant, this has been really instructive. I really appreciate the time and all of the different insights and all of the different tips and tricks that you shared today too. So this is really cool. And like I said, I know that I have more than one book left in me yet. So I think we may be in contact and using your services to be able to help write some of those books. So I love it.
Sure. Would love to work with you on your publishing journey.
Excellent. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matt, for having me. It was a pleasure.